story time with Ohana. Another Ohana, because I'll be thirsty. Today's story time is going to be how I had a miscarriage at 17. Alright.
You get mad and don't talk to me, baby. That shit be driving me crazy. That's that little shit I can stand, bro. If I do that to you, you won't take it. If I do that to you, do that to you. If I do that to you, you gon' hate me. If I do that to you, you gon' hate me. Been in my feelings for a while. No time since you done smile. Oh, girl, it's been.
Hey guys, it's Jay Chardonnay and I'm back with another YouTube video. Story time with Ohana. Another Ohana, because I'll be thirsty. So like I was saying. So basically today's story time is going to be how I had a miscarriage at 17. This was year 2018 when I had the miscarriage because I was turning 17. I was turning 18. Nia, go night-night. You want some candy? Alright. So basically, I had got pregnant at 17 and had a miscarriage when I turned 18. And it was crazy because I had found out that the baby was basically deceased, like, I think 3 days after my birthday. After 3 days after my 18th birthday, I found out that the baby was deceased. So basically, here go the background. I know your girl was dumb. Don't come for me. Don't come for me. I was like 16, and actually, I think I moved with my cousin when I was 17. So anyway, I ended up moving with my cousin when I was 17. She like 2 years younger than me. She like 2 years younger than me, and you know, her mama let me move in or whatever. So I moved in, and it's only been like, I say about, I was there for like 2 weeks before I met Sean. Basically, after the 2 weeks, I had met this dude named Sean, and it's crazy how I met him because we was going to the store to get some real other stuff, and basically, you know, I wasn't old enough at the time. Like I told you, I was only 17, so I didn't have no ID or nothing. And at this time, shoot, it was still legal to buy blunts at 18. So I ain't had no idea or whatever. I was young, and he had ended up getting the blunts for us, for me and my cousin. So he like, yeah, take my number. We exchanged numbers or whatever. Remind you, I'm only there for 2 weeks. It's so crazy how dumb I had got. So basically, we exchanged numbers. We was talking for a minute. We was talking for like, if y'all hear the cartoons in the background, that's because my daughter was watching TV. So we was texting for like 3 days, you know, like consistently texting for like 3 days. And after the 3 days, we started linking up, you know, to chill, watch movies, just like vibe and stuff, you feel me? Where I had found out that I was actually sneaking in his house. Why you gotta sneak? And he told me, like, I don't gotta sneak, but you know, they do be tripping. I'm like, okay, so I'm just gonna load the plan because if you don't gotta sneak, they wouldn't be tripping. Anyway, so I say about the third day that I went over, he snuck me upstairs this time. Not only just to the first floor, he snuck me up upstairs. Yeah. Hold on. So yeah, so basically we on the third day now. This like the 6th day of us talking, but like, you know, my third time coming up. We go in his room, his extra room. So he was telling me like, yeah, that wasn't my room downstairs. Even though I kind of figured out. I don't know, it's just like, it's only a couch down there, it's a TV, it's a washer, it's a refrigerator. Basically, it wasn't his room. So I went to his extra room. You know, I was looking around and stuff. He had pictures and stuff on his wall, like nice little certificates and stuff. He played sports and stuff, you know. Had good certificates all on the wall. He had like books and stuff in his room. He had a laptop. You gonna hit me? At books, laptops. So I ended up seeing his social security card and stuff. I ain't going to no drawers or nothing, but he had it sitting like on. He had like a little desktop that his computer was on, well his laptop was on. So you know, it was like just sitting on the desktop. So I looked at it, seeing his name. You know, I'm not gonna say his whole name, but yeah. I ended up seeing his, you know, his whole name or whatever. That ain't even the important part. Anyway, we ended up watching the movie and stuff. We ended up falling asleep. And remind y'all, I was sneaking into the house, so I wasn't supposed to spend the night. And we ended up falling asleep. So the next morning, we get up like the morning time now, you know. So it's like 10 times harder to sneak out because everybody woke. And it's not a lot of people in the house, but it's his grandma that stay in the house, it's his dad that stay in the house, and his brother. It was like what we finna do. So basically I had to stay in there for a couple hours until everybody left, well, his grandma stayed there. Like his grandma, she barely left the house, but you know, his dad had to go to work, his brother had to go to school, and if he didn't have to go to school, he had to go with his friends. When everybody left, he let me use the bathroom and stuff. He had to sneak me in the bathroom. Y'all, I had to tiptoe in the bathroom. I had to tiptoe to the bathroom. Crazy. After I'm done using the bathroom or whatever, we ready to go. So he finna, you know, sneak me out because his grandma's still there, remind y'all, so we still gotta be quiet. On the 3rd floor, I believe all the rooms was on the 3rd floor actually. So it's his room, it's his grandma room, and it's his dad room. And his brother actually was sharing rooms with his dad at the moment. Grandma room was like right next to Sean's room. So, you know, and this the bathroom like right between the dad room and Sean's room. So I'm in the bathroom, I gotta sneak out, and the stairs like right in front of Sean's room. You know, right in front of all the rooms, the stairs. So I gotta sneak out the bathroom basically and go down the stairs. While his grandma room right here and the stairs right there, so basically I can't be too loud. This man told me to take steps when he takes steps. Like we had to sneak down the stairs, basically stepping together. Like when he took a step on the stair, I had to take a step on the stair. It was like we couldn't do it separately. Basically, it was so fucking weird. So yeah, basically, so we ended up getting downstairs. I'm so shocked that we got downstairs, how quiet we had to be. Like we was really sneaking, like we was breaking into somewhere or something. We ended up doing that, I'd say about 2 to 3 more times. And the last time he actually got caught, I don't think his dad said nothing when I was there. He told me about it later on the next day. So I guess one of the days his dad knew I was there, and you know, he told him to get out, to get stuff, get out if you want to be sneaking people in there. He left. He's hot-headed, I'm not gonna lie, so I'm pretty sure he argued with him and passed his shit and left. He ended up leaving. Remind y'all, this nigga don't got nowhere to go. He leaves his grandma's house without having nowhere to go, and then he comes to me telling me, you know, how he got kicked out and stuff. I couldn't invite him to my cousin's house because my cousin not finna let no nigga live with me. She down there put me out. Oh my God, how did I forget? Oh, so it's crazy. Around the same time his people found out, my cousin mama, my big cousin, she found out that I was sneaking in and out the house with him them last couple days, like the last week and shit. So she telling me over the last couple of days, she was telling me like, ain't nobody getting pregnant in my house. If you want to be sneaking, you can leave. But she never actually just put me out. She was just saying. So when he told me that, I'm like, shoot, well, you know me, I got the Bonnie and Clyde riding out. Like, what you want to do? Like, what we finna do? Dumbest shit I ever did. Bitch, it was one of the dumbest things I ever did. Anyway, this nigga knew. He was plugged around the neighborhood because he was a neighborhood nigga, like, just know everybody in the neighborhood. And it was this junkyard place, you know, that was fixing on cars and stuff. And they had this one big ass van, like a church van. Y'all know them little green church vans? Y'all know what green church vans I'm talking about. If I find the picture, I'm gonna put it right here. Right here. I'm gonna put that fucking picture right there. y'all know the church van. So anyway, it had windows. It had like the 2 back windows was bust the fuck out. So it had windows beside the back windows. And remind y'all, it was cold as hell at the time. So yes, we went to the junkyard. We took all our shit and we got in that motherfucking van. That didn't work or nothing. It was like literally parked there for years. So over the last, what, I say we was in there for about 2 to 3 weeks. We was in the van, like, you know, sleeping and stuff. I go back to my cousin's house to like eat and stuff, or like, you know, say hey, or like take a shower, you know, like stuff I need to do. I go back to my cousin's house for it because it wasn't that far. It was like literally like right around the corner, 2-3 blocks away, but literally right around the corner. So I go to my house and do what I gotta do, and he'll go to his people's house and still do what he gotta do. He was sneaking in, like he was sneaking me in. Yeah, his brother, his little brother, he was letting him in at the time, you know, to take a shower and stuff. He'd tell him like when his dad gone, like, yeah, dad gone, you can come and take a shower, you know, stuff like that. So he was sneaking him in and out for a couple weeks. So we was going through that for like 3 weeks and stuff, sleeping in that fucking van, cold as hell. On the rainy nights, it's like, it's crazy what the fuck we went through, like cuddling close as hell because we cold as fuck. We barely had fucking blankets and shit. We had like probably like 2 little ass blankets and like some jackets and shit we had to use to cover. Like I said, the back windows was bust, so we had to use something to put up there. We used to put our jackets and stuff up there to cover the windows. You know, the church vans, they got them seats that let back, that let lay down and stuff in the back. So, you know, laid all the seats flat, laid on the seats. Yeah, we was on that for a minute. He got a cousin that used to be plugged in through the city, I guess, and he had a couple houses on the east side. And, you know, he told him his situation. He like, you know, yeah, if you do a couple things for me, you and her can stay in there and y'all can just pay me every 2 weeks. So, you know, basically he was telling us we could get a place to go if he worked for him and, you know, pay him $200 every 2 weeks. At the time, I was working at Tim Hortons, y'all, so, and it's crazy because even when I was homeless in a truck with that nigga, I was still working at Tim Hortons, going to work every day and everything, you feel me? Bringing home donuts, bringing to the van donuts. Yeah, so I was working at Tim Hortons, so I'm like, okay, well, $200 every 2 weeks. I mean, it's something, but shoot, I could put in 100 and he could put in 100 because, you know, he had a little side occupation. You know, we got there. The first 2 weeks was kind of good because I put in my 100, he put in his 100. We was good, you feel me? We was happy to be together because, shit, we just came from a van, now we living together, and the house was fucked up. Like, when I say trapped the fuck out, the house was trapped the fuck out, and he had his uncle had his crackhead, a fiend, living there, just watching the house with his dog, and the house was fucked up anyway. So we was paying $200 every 2 weeks, basically for nothing, but at the time, we didn't give a fuck because we was just sleeping in the van and shit, so what's the problem with making a pallet on the floor? Or we had, we used to make pellets on the floor. We had got us a microwave. We got us a little TV. Got us a DVD player. We kind of made that little room our home, you know. So the first 2 weeks was good. You know, we both went half. After that, it was kind of going downhill. So yeah, anyway, it started going downhill from there because after that, it was basically like, since I was the one actually working a real job and he was the one just side hustling, he was depending on me to really pay the rent. So it was like, okay, not every 2 weeks. I only get paid about $400 because the minimum wage was only like, I wasn't even 18 yet, so I couldn't even get $9.50 yet. Oh, I was getting paid either $8.25 or $9.25, but I couldn't even get paid $9.50 yet because I was still 17. So basically, I was getting only like $400 every 2 weeks or whatever. Here, you know, it's me for the rent, like, oh yeah, I might need help I might need you to probably help me out with my half this week because I gotta do this or I gotta do that or I gotta pro up on this or I gotta pro up on that. And I always be like, okay. I'll say I did that about twice, paying it by myself. So after them 4 weeks, I had a conversation with my mama about me paying all the rent. She was telling me like, yeah, you don't never tell nobody how much money you be making for real or how much money you actually got because they can take advantage. And at the time, I really didn't listen until he asked me the third time to pay by myself. And then I actually thought to myself like, okay, now he think I really just got it because, baby, I'm working a job too. And I'm trying to actually get this house together. Like, I'm trying to do more than just be sitting in this fucking room. Like, you feel me? He asked me the third time, and I thought about what my mama said. So I'm like, yeah, I really don't got it. I only got paid, I think I told him I only had got paid $200, and that I needed the other $100 to last me through the week. You know, next 2 weeks, I was gonna use 50 for that week and then 50 for the next week. That's what I was telling him and stuff. So I had to, you know, do that, and he got mad. Like, it's crazy because I paid it for two times by myself, and the third time he had got mad because I couldn't pay it. Remind y'all, he had a side occupation too at the time, so like, why I always like, come on now. And then we only have to pay this in this fucked up house, so like, help me out now. Ever since that, y'all, this nigga been tripping. Like, I couldn't do nothing. Like, I would go to the store, this nigga would be like, oh, who you meeting up with? Oh, you just finna walk to the store so you can see a nigga. I'd be like, okay, so what's the store meet? Nah, I don't even want to. Okay. At the time, I'm not gonna lie. At the time, I was the type that was like, no, I'm not finna go through that. I was actually the type like, well, never mind, I'm just not gonna go because I don't need my nigga thinking that, you know, I'm finna go cheat or nothing. He'll do that anytime I go to work. Huh?
Mommy.
Uh-huh.
Mommy.
What?
Close.
Okay, close the door, Nora. Close the door. Close the door. Close it. So yeah, you know, he'll think that I was meeting people after work or before work. He'll think if I'm going to the store, he'll think I'm meeting somebody at the store. I used to catch the bus to work, so he'll think like I'll probably meet somebody on the bus on my way back from work. He'll meet me at the transit center downtown, so I won't talk to nobody. What? Okay, Nona.
Mommy.
So, I was in depression from that for like a month. So we met in what, March? That was in May. I had fell into deep depression because, you know, I was dealing with him.
So warm and cozy up in here.
Bro.
I know, right? I didn't flirt her. She just said that.
Sorry, man. Get your saggy booty out my face. In May, I went into my depression. So in June, I believe I found out I was pregnant. At the time, I was still going to school. At the time I was going to school, I was working and stuff. So I think I had so-called dropped out of high school in April, that year in April. So around the time I was homeless, basically, dropped out of school. And when I found out I was pregnant in June, I, you know, tried to go back, signed up for summer school and stuff, you know. I was a 12th grader at the time. Actually, I didn't even need summer school because graduation wasn't until July, and I really wasn't even that many credits behind. Yeah, so basically, I had dropped out in April, and I started going back in June. I wasn't going to school for like 2 months, but I wasn't that many credits behind, so I had caught back up. I had to catch back up by July 25th. So I had like literally a month and a week or something to catch up so I can be able to graduate, because I really wasn't going to go back to school if I didn't find out I was pregnant. I was going to be a high school dropout, but I went back to school. I felt like it was worth trying with him again, you know, so not that I ever left. I just, it was getting tiring and I was in depression, so I tried, you know, give it a reason to be happy again. Went back to school and stuff, you know, thought I was pregnant, and, you know, basically getting my life together for the baby. I graduated July 25th, So I graduated on time with my class. I graduated January 25th. So, you know, boom, January went by, August went by, September come. September is my birthday month. My birthday September 12th. You know, I was happy and stuff on my birthday. These last couple months, I've been trying not to let him bother me. Remind y'all, this nigga was like, literally, he will, like, mentally, he was abusing the fuck out of me. Literally, like, make me feel like I wasn't sure, like I couldn't be enough, or like, nigga choked me up before and told me if he killed me, wouldn't nobody know, because I was like literally distancing myself from my family at the time, because of course they gonna judge me if I ran off with a nigga. So like, he choked me out before to the point where I fainted, like couldn't, like I literally fainted for like a minute or two. So yeah, it's crazy. So real hard them last couple months. I tried hard to graduate, tried hard to get my stuff together for the baby, kept my job. September came. I lost my job on my birthday. I actually think I quit because I was pregnant and I was working at Tim Hortons and I couldn't stand the smell of breakfast food. Yeah, I had quit on my birthday because at that point I was 2 to 3 months pregnant, 2 months going on 3 months pregnant, 3 months pregnant. I had quit Tim Hortons or whatever, and on my birthday, like literally, I quit that job on my birthday, and I said about 3 days, not even a whole week later, I think I either got the news, I had a doctor's appointment on the 18th or the 15th of September. I went to my ultrasound appointment. It was at Sinai Grace, and anybody that's from Detroit know that Sinai Grace is like not a good hospital. Like, if you ask me, that's one of the worst hospitals in Detroit. Like, I would probably rate that as #1 worst hospital in Detroit. So Grace for my ultrasound. Only reason I went to Sinai Grace because my OBGYN had referred me to go there. You know, that's their connection. That's who they work with, Grace and Providence. But they sent me to Sinai Grace, you know, for my ultrasounds and stuff. Went to Sinai Grace, showed up. Remind y'all, I didn't mention, but 2 weeks before my birthday, 2 weeks before my appointment, I had started feeling this weird feeling in my stomach because me and him was going through it, and I had called myself leaving him, and I went back to my cousin, or whatever. So at that time I was stressing like real hard. This one we was always going through it, fighting. We was fighting when I was pregnant, like. So, you know, I was stressing a lot, and when I left for them couple days and went to my cousin's house, it was this stomach feeling, like my stomach was feeling tight, cramped up. Like, you could ask my cousin. At the time, I was laying on the floor crying for hours, like I couldn't move. It was like I couldn't eat. It's like I really couldn't do nothing, like, at that time. You feel me? So it got bad, basically, and everybody was telling me, well, that's just regular pregnancy. That's just how pregnancy goes. So for y'all pregnant girls, if y'all ever feel like it's something wrong with y'all need to make y'all way to the hospital. Don't be listening to everybody, oh, well, that's just you being pregnant, oh, this and that, because I swear to God, and I'm not even throwing shade at my mama, but I even told my mama about it. My cousins, everybody told me it was regular pregnancy symptoms. And when I went to my ultrasound appointment 3 weeks later, I found out that my fetus had actually been dead for 2 weeks. So, well, that's what they said, but it looked, when they was doing the little ultrasound and I seen the baby, it didn't look like the baby was dead. Like, he really wasn't moving, so I feel like he was asleep. But I could have sworn I seen a leg jump or something. But I asked the doctor, and they said that can just be a reaction to, you know, the baby being in my stomach and stuff still, but it can detect a heartbeat, and they think it's been dead for about 2 weeks. Which I don't know how they can detect how. Oh, because they was measuring the size and stuff, and they was saying like how small it was. It had to stop growing 2 weeks ago. The baby I have now, she's small. Well, she wasn't even that small. So I don't know, bro. I don't know whether it's me or just not wanting to believe my baby was actually dead or not. But either way it go, after all them complaints and shit, people telling me it was just regular pregnancy symptoms. I was having them complications is around the time that I I guess the baby was actually dying. So yeah, it hurt me. And at that point, when I found that out, a miscarriage, I called him when I was leaving Sinai Grace. I called him, remind you I was still catching the bus at the time, and my mama and my brother was with me. So I made them walk ahead so I could call him and tell him, and I was sad about it. And he told me, he said, dang, that's messed up. And he brushed it off. He was like, damn. That's what happened. He was like, damn. But he didn't say it like he cared or nothing. He was like, damn. You know how niggas be when you telling them some shit and they be like, damn, you feel me? So I'm like, what you mean? This was your baby too. He was like, well, what you want me to do about it? I don't even know what to say to that. I think I hung up after that because I don't even remember what I said to that. I cried to my mama, like literally, and my mama and my brother was sitting there at the bus stop holding me while I was crying because I just went through all this over these last couple months, and the only thing you could tell me was what you want me to do about it when our baby died. So shit, I caught the bus to his house. I packed all my stuff and I left. Oh, let me tell y'all something after that. So yeah, y'all. Anyway, after that, I packed my stuff and I left. Guess where I went? My cousin's house. By this time, she didn't move. Moved into my cousin's new house, and I was there for about 2 weeks. I was going through depression. I was going through it. I was looking so forward to having Zaire. I had the name picked out. I was gonna name him Zaire, and his due date was on 4/20. They already told me his due date and everything. It was supposed to be 4/20, so my baby Zaire really put a tug on me when he left. You feel me? And then I was trying to ride for a dumbass nigga. I was being dumb myself, shit. But I was depressed 2 weeks at my cousin's new house, and I ended up finding out that he went to jail. I think finna spend the rest of his life in jail. Y'all wanna know what he did? The bitch did so much shit to me anyway. The crazy ass nigga, he used to shovel snow and shit in the winter time, you know, cut grass in the summer. This crazy bitch used to shovel snow for this old lady that lived around the corner from him. Not the house that we was in, but around the corner from his grandma. Because when we lost the baby and shit, when I left the east side, he left the east side, went back to his people. So the lady around the corner from his grandma, she shorted him on the money that, no, actually she said she wasn't paying him for shoveling her snow. I guess he got mad and beat the lady in the head with a rock. The lady was old. He beat the old lady in the head with a rock. Then took the police on the chase when they tried to get him. Like, took them on a dog-ass chase. Just all out wild. And he had got charged with attempted murder, fleeing, and a whole bunch of other shit. Like, it's so crazy, but shit, he got what he deserved. That nigga, he was really a demon. What the fuck you do that to that lady for? Like, bitch, are you crazy? Like, I should have knew that shit was someone that was with you. Should have knew something was up when you choked my ass in the room and told me you would kill me and want nobody to know. Those signs y'all take for real, y'all, because dead ass to the females that's out here dealing with a nigga that's like keep threatening them, but y'all think, oh, it's cute, or he just do it when he mad, or this and that. Well, guess what? He was threatening me too, and I'm pretty sure he threatened the old lady, and guess what he did to her? He choked me the fuck out and beat her ass in the head with a rock. So I'm pretty sure if I would have pushed him hard enough, he would have did the same thing to me. So y'all need to take signs like that serious. Don't just be thinking, oh, a nigga playing, oh, a nigga just fed up, he just saying this. No, take that shit serious. Don't take that shit like way with these pregnancies and stuff. If y'all feeling some type of way, if y'all feel like y'all something wrong with y'all babies and everybody telling y'all, oh, it's just pregnancy symptoms, oh, it could just be this, it could just be that. If you feel like you need to go to the hospital, go to the hospital. Anything in life that's about you and you want to be serious about, nigga, do it yourself. It's good to go around asking for advice and stuff, but you need to do what you feel like is best for you, because I felt like I needed to go to the hospital and I didn't, because everybody was telling me, oh, it's just regular pregnancy symptoms, and it clearly wasn't. I didn't want to leave him alone, because even though he was like saying crazy ass shit, doing crazy ass shit to me, Shit, I just felt like, oh, it was a phase. Oh, well, he ain't never been loved before, or all that other bullshit. No, because what he did to that lady was unacceptable. So that's the end of this story time, and I just want all my girls out here to be smart and safe, and don't run off with no nigga, don't leave home for no nigga, none of that stuff, because it's not where it's at the end of the day, for real. Like, honestly, if you gonna run off and do your own shit. Run off and shit. If a nigga want to travel alone, don't ever just depend on the nigga, you feel me? Never just depend on the nigga, ever. So yeah, see y'all later.